Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube. No, not my YouTube channel. My Twitch channel. Sorry, I struggle with keeping up with where I'm actually streaming all of these. But of course, it is Twitch these days. Everything that I post on YouTube gets blocked worldwide. You know how it is. However, Twitch seems to have mercy on me, which I am very, very grateful for. And hopefully you are as well. It's just wonderful to have this little platform where we can actually discuss Eurovision and watch it together and listen to it. Hi Groot, what's this stream about? It should say in the title, shouldn't it? We're listening to Benidorm Fest 2024. I took a quick look throughout the little playlist, and there are 16 songs that we will listen to today. So that's quite the selection. We're gonna be here for a while, I guess. I will speak in Spanish to honor the stream. Please don't, because then I will understand nothing of what you say, Luis. I'm sorry. This is the only place I watch the NF songs before the live, so thank you, Groot. Thank you. That's so nice to hear. I'm honored. I'm truly honored. I gotta say, like, leading up to the stream, I kind of almost fell asleep in my couch after work today. I'm just pretty tired, but I can't pass up the opportunity to stream and to listen to some music and talk with all of you. 48 people have joined me so far. Let's see if that number will go up. If not, I'm very grateful for those 48 of you who are here, and I hope that you're excited to listen to the song. Equally as excited as I am, because last year I didn't listen to all of the songs from Benidorm Fest, but I listened to the final, which I thought was a really strong selection. Yeah, I'm looking forward to just kind of having another good one, really. I assume if time allows, Vidbeer or MESC are next, since their finals are nearing also. Yeah, I guess those are the ones we prioritize. However, MESC, I've already listened to those songs, but I assume they've revamped all of them, so I guess we've got to take a second look at them. But I'll postpone that one because I've already heard those songs, of course. Do your students like Eurovision, or is it not big among younger people? I'm not sure. Like, Eurovision, like, they obviously know what Melodifestivalen is, and a lot of them watch it. Like, everyone in Sweden watches it, and everyone in Sweden knows what it is, and everyone in Sweden knows what Eurovision is, of course. I have no idea how interested they are in it. I haven't asked, really. I do not think they know Evro Nevro, no, Andy. My students were barely born when that song participated. So yeah, missed the MESC stream then, my bad. Not to worry, that stream was last year. It was even before France released their song, I'm pretty sure, because that's when we got to know all of those songs. Okay, good. There is actually... I'm also like testing out this bot on Discord. Rodberg helped me set it up, but Baby Groot has now posted in the notifications that I am live, which is spot on, because then everyone gets to know that. I don't think we should dwell too much with the time. His name is Carl. Why? Meanwhile, in Denmark, I feel DMGP becomes more and more irrelevant, especially to the new generation. I can understand that. I mean, obviously, there's more hype around Melodifestivalen because Sweden tend to do very well in Eurovision, and we pay a lot of, like, we invest a lot in Melodifestivalen, and we take it very seriously. So. And I guess Denmark don't really have the same approach. Once, many years ago, they did, but Sweden has kind of been very, very serious about improving Melodifestivalen and really taking it almost way too seriously. But yeah, and that's why you can find all of these Swedish songs in every national final all around. Maybe there are none in the Spanish selection. I haven't really heard too often of Swedish songwriters going down to Spain to write music. It feels like Spain wants to be a bit more authentic than that. So yeah. Alright, should we get going to it? Denmark is sending Basim to Dansk Melodi Grand Prix this year. I don't know what to say about that, really. Alright. Popularity comes with success. Yes, look at how UMK Finland has developed the past 4 or 5 years, for example. DMGP is lacking that. Yeah, agreed. Absolutely. There is a Jason song in Benidorm. Of course there is. Of course. He has to be everywhere. Let's see. I've prepared all of the songs here. I've got the playlist completely. Something that I did notice, though, is that there are ads between these songs. Something that we didn't have to live with yesterday when I streamed, but today they're here. I also noticed something when looking back at the stream from yesterday, that the screen kind of went outside this little box, which I do not want it to do. I think that will be a bit better. Okay, they are the songs here that we're gonna listen to are sorted in alphabetical order. I think there are semifinals who have been released now, so they are split up, but I haven't taken a look at that at all. We're just gonna listen to all of them in the same in just one go. We go alphabetically, and yeah, the first one here is Brillos Platino, which I'm not gonna sit here and guess, but is it something about Brillos? I just have an idea that could be sunglasses, and Platino sounds like it's like platinum. So like platinum sunglasses, or am I completely in the wrong here? Let me know if I'm completely mistaken of what this actually means. But it's an interesting title, and either way, I'll say that much. Just give me a moment to clean up a little bit on my computer so there's space for this stream to not lag it up. There we are, everything. Ruth Lorenzo is hosting. That's interesting. Starting off with a banger. Okay, I'm not gonna read too much into spoilers. Platinum glitter. Brillos is glitter? Okay, I'm learning Spanish today. Thank you. Anyway, Brillos Platini. I just have Platini in my head for some reason. Brillos Platino by Almácor. Video Oficial from Benidorm Fest 2024. Song number 1. I hope you're as excited as I am. Let's listen to what it sounds like. Quite a warm and cozy little synth to open the song. Yeah. Someone's been running his voice throughout the entire processing program here. It'll be interesting to see how he sounds live, because this is proper filtering on here. We've got the kind of warm house chords on the piano or the keyboard here. Arpeggio joining in. Alright. It's energetic, this is catchy. It's already an earworm for me. Yeah, gets my foot tapping, absolutely. Solid idea behind this. Strong continuation there, breaking up the beat a little bit and adding a different instrumental layer to continue the B section of the chorus. Could grow repetitive, but so far I'm just enjoying it. Yep, throw in the beat there, yep. Half step on the beat. Got this wobbling synth bass panning from side to side. Arpeggio coming back in. I like that kind of approach that it's taking. It's very carefree, just all out catchiness really being the focal point. Playful in the arrangement as well, in terms of the production. Could absolutely fill out the instrumental a little bit more. It sounds very soft and kind of restrained so far. But it's all about the hook, really, melodically. It's a really fun arrangement altogether, I gotta say. Yeah, well done, Almácor. I really hope that he can sound decent live, because his voice has been run through all kinds of processing leading into this studio cut, and it's rather kind of distracting to a point, but it's part of this kind of music style that's obviously very popular these days. It sounds like something that I could hear like from anywhere. I could hear it on a FIFA soundtrack, really. But it's kind of just enjoyable. It has a very carefree tone to it. It's upbeat, happy, catchy, sing-along friendly. It's an instant foot tapper. Just like you say, Fireburst, the chorus is too catchy, and it really is. I'm getting a lot of warmth from it. while also being a bit, just maybe mostly intrigued to hear what it's gonna sound like live, because I feel like he really needs to sell it with a convincing vocal, and I am a bit skeptical at the moment. Proper summer vibes, absolutely. I'm just kind of skeptical towards how he's gonna sound live, but if he really nails it with the energy on stage as well, then I guess that could be overlooked, really. It's an earworm of a chorus, and it's a hook that absolutely works, and I did enjoy that. Quite playful as well throughout the song, because the percussion switches up a lot. There's a lot of pauses, there's a lot of kind of panning, detailing in terms of actually playing around with the sounds. So yeah, it's a summer tune that makes me happy. I think we're off to a good start, really. Brillos Platino. I'm gonna have that hook in my head for for some time moving forward, I guess. We'll leave Almácor with that one, but I think we're off to a pretty solid start, or promising start. We'll take a quick look at an ad from Kung Seng in here, and there will also be one more ad after this one. The next song up, I kind of missed what it was called, so I guess we'll find out very, very shortly. Think of all of this free advertisement, all of these ads get from being played on my stream as well. All of you get to know all of these Swedish brands. Here we have Angy with quién soy, which will be song number 2. This is the Jason song. Okay. Either way, either if it's Jason or not, quién soy with Angy, song numero 2. 2 minutes 59 seconds. Let's listen to it. Not a video this time, just a still photo. Filtered out opening. I'll bump up the volume a little bit here. It's quite a varied instrumental so far. I think these guitar stabs are quite glossy, really. And then the bass walks are working very in a gritty tone, really, on them. Feels like everything is very mellow in the background. There comes the drums at the very center. It's a distinct contrast from verse to chorus. It's a very constant vocal melody. Strong drum fills, nice little guitar hits here and there. Good flow as well, leading back into the verse here. I'm very fond of the percussive arrangement, really. The drums are going great in this. It's kind of hop-step beat for the drums. It kind of works. I think the energy is absolutely there. It's something that just keeps me going throughout so far. Haven't really had a proper second to take a break at any time. This is a very unique sound design on the guitars, really. It's a very instant hit on it all. Kind of a crushing sound that's really been decreased in the release of the sound. It's a solid riffs. Going for the palm muted guitars here to build for the final chorus. Neat variation here. Honestly, very enjoyable. Like how the guitar is being focal here. It's just constant kind of side-to-side beats. It's very easy to just tag along with. The drum fills are great as well. I'm liking this guitar riff that they end the song on as well. It's nice that they keep it going, honestly. It feels very fulfilling, like this. Obviously a very instant kind of outro to it, but I don't think that's really an issue. Like for certain songs that kind of works. I have to say, I feel like the structure here is properly very convincing. I think that it's really, what do you say? It's never really having a moment to breathe, I guess, for the first 2 minutes or so. It's just constant vocals. The energy is going all out, really. The drumming varies quite a lot, truly, and that is actually keeping some interest in the song, I think. But I guess maybe melodically it's lacking just a little bit. I don't think that it really has that hook of like a Noche Entera or an Arcadia from last year, but maybe I'll grow into that, I'm not sure. But it doesn't have that kind of earwormy type of chorus to it. It's more just reliant on that instrumental really working and being playful in the arrangement. I'm looking forward very much to seeing how this one's going to look live and sound live, because I feel like there's absolutely a lot of promise about this one. It feels intriguing to me. It could absolutely become overbearing and almost to the point where it could get annoying. But I'm not feeling that. I feel just great enjoyment of the proper drive that the song has and the flow of it, really. I think that the final chorus, how that actually keeps going for like several sections after the final chorus and just letting the instrumental shine, I think that is something that I'm very welcoming towards, because it just feels like usually when you write the songs, you feel too predictable in terms of structure and you drag out the segments to just kind of fit everything that is written in the what do you call them, the rule book or whatever. Like this is the book of steps you want to follow to write a like a Eurovision song, I guess. You need the verse, you need the bridge, you need the chorus, and then you loop it just the same as the first time. Then you need to make it intimate, slow everything down, get everything close, restrain the instrumental, then we're building again, final chorus, and then the song is over. I feel like parts of it is absolutely in here as well, but I think that the song actually manages to fit more intriguing aspects within the time frame that they have, because they actually structured it around a little bit. There's really not this point where they just kill the music entirely and tries to be very emotional or anything like that, and I love it for that fact, because that's so tiring at this point, and not all of songs should have that, but still people just feel the need to really write the song like that and structure it like that. Instead, here they've kind of cut that part short, and instead they extend the final chorus and actually add an instrumental continuation after the last chorus, which is just very, very enjoyable and very welcoming in my book. And I did enjoy that. I think it's strong guitar riffs as well. The production sounds strong. Probably could use a little bit of cleanup because it is a very gritty sounding song, and I feel like all of the real instrumental kind of lies at the very low to mid frequencies, and maybe we need a little bit more of a treble within the song. Could just be something that could actually add a different layer, maybe make it a little more dynamic in terms of the actual impact hits of guitar riffs and how they go with the bass and the drums. But all in all, very strong. I did enjoy that quite a lot, and I'm looking forward definitely to seeing how it's going to look live. I think there's potential in that one, absolutely. We'll move on to another ad. This time we have Systembolaget. Sometimes a no to a teenager is the greatest gift you can ever give. Indeed. Wise words. And then we got Barocca as well. Great stuff. I got thirsty just looking at that, so I'll just need to... much better. Okay, next song up are all of the titles in Spanish, because I gotta say, I know about this much Spanish, and I can try pronouncing all of them. It's easier than the French titles, but it's gonna be a struggle if all of them are in Spanish, and the longer they are, the more difficult they get. However, this is Beso en la mañana by Dellacruz, maybe you say? I don't know. The Spanish Z, Dellacruz. I don't know. Beso en la mañana with Dellacruz. Video Oficial, Benidorm Fest 2024. Let's listen to it. Song number 3. I'll say instantly that this is not really a style of music I'm very well versed within. So we've got a very filtered out, warm sounding sign-like lead in the synth, and then a very heavily pitched vocal to be in the center. decent hits in the percussion. They have like a little bit of a response coming up in the left ear on every snare hit. This is very hectic vocally. There's a lot of guitar strumming, kind of fighting with the vocal melody. It's very wordy, isn't it? Instrumental takes over here. Relies on a very heavily compressed and pitched vocal chop to kind of carry over the melody here. And this drum loop is gonna get repetitive very quickly if they don't switch it up. The guitar's back. We've got this kind of backbeat Latino pattern on the drumming coming in here. More straight on the beat here. I think the claps would need a little bit more of a distinctive tone to them. There's great energy in this as well. I think the guitar is very distracting. I'd like to just cut that off, honestly. Or maybe switch up to a different kind of pattern, because this strumming is very intense and kind of kicks out the lead vocal. Filtering, like there's a layering here with the, it sounds like kind of like a distorted guitar coming in, very digitally distorted, along with the vocal chop melody here. Not really a great flow here leading into this part. The kick has sounded pretty good throughout the whole song, I gotta say. Swapping up for authentic drums. Complete switch up. You're going all over the place now. I would have loved for those authentic drums to actually be kept in with the song for the final chorus. That would have been a lovely switch up. It feels like it's kind of fighting against itself here. And it's also very just oddly structured, really. You're not really letting me go into that final chorus. The final chorus is actually coming off as a really nice surprise to the end, but it's only played once. It's a very brief chorus there, and it probably needs to actually be repeated, because then it could actually just continue growing there. I would have probably just had a little bit of restructure within the song there, because I feel like that part with making it very intimate and so it wasn't really required. Then when the authentic drums kick in, that's a really nice touch, I think. And I would have liked them to utilize that more. It's a little bit of a playful song altogether. It's a little too all over the place in my opinion. It's catchy, it's memorable, but it's also very wordy. It feels intense in a kind of an overwhelming way. And I think the guitar strumming actually just kind of kills it, because that is not required in this song. I think the guitar should more be utilized to actually just emphasize rhythmic hits instead of kind of taking over the entire rhythm in the background, because you already got the drums and the very intense vocals that already fight for a lot of the energy within the song. The guitar is very unnecessary there and just kind of collides with the other sounds, I think. So that is something that I would probably just cut out or just adjust it. And it's also going to be very interesting to hear what this one's going to sound like live, because obviously the vocal processing is immensely heavy on this one. And that is always just a little bit of a thing that I guess you kind of need to look out for, because I'm not so sure if that's going to work when we see it live. But however, it was definitely enjoyable. I could see myself listening to that and just enjoy it. Quite catchy, quite enjoyable. I don't really have any complaints with that one either. So far, a pretty decent selection, I gotta say. We're moving on to song number 4, ad number 4, sorry. Kawab, vårt löfte, våra grejer håller. Indeed, our promise, our things, what do you call them? Don't expire. Oh yes, I would definitely like to spend that much money for that bench. Absolutely. Givetvis åker jag buss till jobbet. Yeah, thank you, no. Okay, Jorge González here doesn't have a music video. He doesn't have a shirt either, apparently. He's gonna sing Caliente for us. And yeah, hopefully Caliente gets enough royalties so that he can both buy himself, well, mainly buy himself a shirt, I guess. Let's see, Jorge, what you have going for you this time around. I do not recognize you from before, and you have probably the most stereotypical Spanish name I've ever seen. But I'm looking forward to hearing what you're saying about here in Caliente, which also feels like such a stereotypically Spanish song title, doesn't it? I kind of already have an idea of what this is gonna sound like, but it's probably not a ballad. But if it is, I'll be pleasant, or I will take that in as well. He doesn't need a shirt. But what if it's cold? He's going to, like, if he wins Benidorm Fest, he's going to Malmö, and I promise you, it's cold in Malmö. He needs a shirt, or a sweater, or a jumper, or a really big coat. Okay, Caliente, Jorge González. Let's see what you got. Everything filtered out heavily so far, trumpets coming in there to kind of introduce the song. The guitar picking is staccato reliant. Percussion comes in with a nice contrasting rhythm to it. Cue the claps. That's an effective build. Vocal elevates nicely here, the trumpets add a great layer to it. There's really no finesse about it so far, really. It's a lot of ideas and just throw them in. I don't think the detailing is really there. Incredibly minimalistic chorus. Could work. Well, they found their instrument that they want to rely the song on. Come back with the claps there. So brief in the inputs as well. It feels like they just throw in random instrumental inputs all over the place. There's really no, like, nothing holding them together. I think this build-up is really effective. How the trumpets layer with his vocal being elevated. And then we have this kind of whispery vocal hook leading into the chorus. And the chorus is just an instrumental section relying on 3 instrumental inputs. It's too minimalistic, it doesn't carry anything. But it's absolutely something you can build a stage show around, so it could work because of that. But instrumentally, it's not very interesting for me to listen to. Same thing, really. It feels like all of the character in the song are coming from the horns, really. Without them, there would be nothing in the song, really. Just scattered impact hits as well. I can't really get into the flow of things in it. Nice how they can keep the chorus going here. B section being introduced. That's effective. It's structured to actually have a final chorus. And a third part, where the drum goes double time. Effective outro. I'll say that much. Caliente here is so far away from being something that I would normally just listen to, I guess. However, it's built for a performance. He needs to really knock it out of the park with a proper engaging performance for me. It's probably not going to be something that really appeals to me, but there is absolutely potential here. It has a build that's just around the hook, I guess, and really allowing for dancing to be performed, really. It's not something groundbreaking musically in any regard. It's the most minimalistic song I've heard from all selections so far this year. It is also some of the more kind of just messy songwriting, really. It's just scattered sounds thrown in everywhere, and I mean, maybe there is a purpose to it, but it feels rather just messy to me. And it feels like the most of the focus here has just been to create some kind of backdrop that is very easy to dance to and to create a performance around, and that's really what I'm getting here. It's a song meant to be performed and not really to be listened to. It's a song that's kind of okay. Actually, I'm gonna steal you right there, DN, because you expressed it way better than I could ever come up with. The song has no meat, it's just bones, and that is exactly what I'm feeling as well. It's this kind of skeletal structure behind the song, and there's really no substance to it, and there's really nothing that holds it together. It's all gonna come down to how he performs it and how much he's gonna bring out the flames and the choreography and just win people over by the performance. Because as a song, I'm not returning to it. I gotta say, I guess it's a foot tapper. It kind of is, but that's really all there is to it to me. I feel like it's way too minimalistic and way too uninteresting for me to click with it. Sorry, Jorge, but I'm not your audience. You have your audience in the chat though. There are some people in the chat who really love it. So good to see, Jorge. You have your audience. Unfortunately, I'm not part of it for this time. Maybe next time you come back and you have something else, then I can click with that. We will move on to another ad, I'm sure. Indeed, Swiffer. Great. Wow. So clean, so easy. Förkyld och täppt. Yes, put this up your nose. Psst, psst. Great ads. Okay, here we go. We have Astronauta by Lérica with another official video here, which looks intriguing so far, with the game consoles down here and all of this kind of graphics. Looks very old-fashioned. Either way, Astronauta here. Wait, I need another swig of much better. Muy bien. Alright, sorry, I shouldn't clap like that. That probably hurt your ears in the microphone. I'll clap over here. Astronauta by Lérica, official video with the game consoles and everything. Song number, what are we on, 5? 4 or 5? 5, I think. Song number 5, we're almost a third of the way through, and Astronauta is the next song we're gonna listen to. Let's see what it sounds like. Guitar opener with 2 guitars being layered on top of each other. We have the palm muted chorus. More of the heavily processed vocals. Got 2 vocalists. Nice contrast between them. I'm fond of this so far. It's a nice idea to throw in 2 vocalists in this. It makes the song feel a bit more lively, I guess. Very wide backing vocal. The instrumental grows very loud here as well. This is loud. Heavily compressed. The bass is kind of overpowering. The kicks are very filtered out, but just this kind of after effect from them are taking over the soundstage completely. And the synth is just kind of in the middle of everything. Pretty catchy, really. Energetic, catchy, fun. But it's too overbearing instrumentally. Throw in the acoustic guitar. And again, it's this kind of acoustic guitar that's just incredibly hectic. The strumming pattern takes over a lot in the soundstage. And you also have the electric guitar going simultaneously with it. The vocal arrangement is actually quite nice. I like it melodically, and I think there's a nice tone in it. This part feels too reverb. Everything is just kind of taking over. There's too much reverb here. It fills out the soundstage too much, and there's too much kind of trying to fight for the same places in the soundstage. And this is I mean, it's obviously an instrumental drop, very house inspired. It needs cleanup work. It needs to be more dynamic, more distinct in the actual sounds you're going for. I think it probably should have relied more on the vocals, because the vocals sound pretty decent. And this guitar, again, it's too much. The acoustic guitar gotta go. I'll gotta say it's pretty catchy, but I think it needs the production isn't there. It needs to have a cleaner mix to it to really work for me. Will be interesting to see how they're actually gonna nail that live, because obviously it's just reliant on an instrumental hook for the most part, and what they're gonna do during this instrumental hook is really gonna I mean, decide how it's gonna go for them, combined with how they sound live, of course. But it's an enjoyable song, truly. I think that it's quite catchy and actually has a nice structure to it. It feels like the vocals work quite well. I think it's nice to have two different vocalists and how they combine with each other. I think the kind of build up in the song is too much. There's the backing vocals come in too loudly, and also with a lot of reverb that just takes out a lot of the other instrumental input in the song, and it becomes too much. It becomes overbearing to listen to it in detail with headphones. Maybe we won't really notice it when we see it live or listen to it with a different kind of speaker, but right now I felt like it was just too much, and I think that it needs some cleaning to do. So yeah. Either way, Astronauta was another just upbeat, fun song, and I guess that's something that's recurring a lot in this national final. Yeah, if the reverb can be less exaggerated live, then maybe it would work somewhat. I think they just need to tone down the reverb altogether on mainly the synths, I guess, and the vocals, both lead and backing vocals, because it's kind of fighting for the same place in the frequencies, and then it just kind of collides. And then when you throw in the compression, or even sounds like a limiter here, then just pushes everything together, and it's just too much air fighting for the space where the instruments really should take up space, I guess. Yeah, we'll move on to an I, or no, we'll move on to compete. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. And Mio. Rugs and lamps and beds and other stuff that I don't need. Thank you for giving me this ad. Comment. Thank you. Anyway, and anywho, we got Me Vas a Ver, which I cannot translate. No. I don't know. I can't translate that. I'm sorry. My Spanish, I'd like to think that I know a little bit of Spanish, but the more I read these titles, I realize that I don't know anything. So yeah, Me Vas a Ver. Something about me, maybe. Anyway, that's not important. We have the song Me Vas a Ver, we got a lyric video, and this is by Mantra. And as we could see on the little image there, we had an I being introduced to us. So let's see what we have to listen to. More guitars. Two guitars layered, one on each side. I like this vocal approach so far. Oh, we got the guy coming in here. Could have done without the guitar here, really. There's something in the energy here. But it sounds so glossy with this guitar being a bit overused. Throwing the little tambourine. Rhythmically engaging here. Where are we building this? Nice how they keep the vocal hook actually maintained here. Could have led into a drop, but it's actually going for a chorus, for a vocal hook. Which is catchy, sing-along friendly. A foot tapper as well. Engaging energy in the song. Great how they actually layer the drums after the rap here. It's effectively written. It's a proper... I feel like I'm just nodding my head from side to side. It's addictive. It's just non-stop as well. So fun. I can't really fault this. I'm having fun with it. Absolutely. Strong production as well. It's very crisp, very clear. Sounds very clean. It's again another very constant vocal reliant song, but it's just too catchy and too engaging for me. I think harmonically they work well as well. This is a strong continuation. Haven't killed the energy once. It's just maintained. Playful as well with the pausing there. Here comes the little restrained section. Actually letting the vocal carry the transition though, that's nice. These kind of strings trying to come in here to take over, building us for the final chorus. And the key change. Interesting how they kind of use the delay on the vocal there, leading into a key change. It's making me smile, truly. What a charming and happy little tune. I have no idea what you're singing about, but it puts a smile on my face, truly. Such an uplifting melody as well. Intonated well, strong rhythm. The guitar closes the song quite nicely. It's just something early on with the guitar, how it's a little too intense with its actual playing, but it's a very very charming tune for me. I think that it definitely makes me happy. It has something within the intonation of the melody, especially in the chorus, that just I guess I gravitate towards that, and I'm very very much just enjoying it. Imagine them singing about a sad topic with such a happy tone. Well, I mean, have you ever listened to the Smiths? No, but anyway, I mean, it's a song that absolutely puts a smile on my face. I love the energy of it. I think that the chorus is catchy. I think it just has this instant drive to the song that really, I guess mainly the drumming really keeps it together. But the production quality is strong. I think it sounds very clean. I think it's professionally put together. It's not really interesting from a songwriting perspective or anything like that. There's nothing groundbreaking about it, but it's just there to be pleasant and entertaining and enjoyable and make people happy, I guess. That's what it succeeded with in me. It's very cute, very charming, and just managed to put a smile on my face, really. And I don't think they really set out to do more than that. Very catchy song. It's a proper, just could listen to that at any time and just really enjoy it. I very much enjoyed that. I wouldn't say that I'm very impressed by it, but it's just such a happy pop song that I gotta admire it, because it does exactly what it wants to do, and I can't find anything wrong with what they're actually accomplishing here, because I did really enjoy that. Thank you very much, Mantra. I probably return to that and listen to it more times, absolutely. We'll move on to an ad of someone eating tacos. Oh, tacos. That would be so good right now. Oh, I want tacos now. Ooh. I've already eaten today though, but I could definitely go for some tacos. Ah yes, this is this is the music video to Paul Ray's Royals, in case you didn't know. Okay, that's an old reference. Anyway, we'll move on to. I've completely lost track of how many songs in we are. Maybe someone has that in their head. I think we'll probably be like somewhere around halfway through at this point. I'm not sure though. However. Yeah, let's just say we're halfway through, really, because this is Remitente Versión Benidorm Fest Videoclip Oficial by Maria Peláe. This is the 7th. Oh, okay. So we're not even halfway through yet. Either way, Remitente. The most mind-blowing thing you said there was that the Smiths are happy. I mean, when you listen to the music, you think it's really happy, and then you have the lyrics, which not really are. If a double-decker bus crashes into us to die by your side, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. And then you have like this kind of music around it. Okay, we're dropping the Smiths here. We're dropping them, even though I can talk about the Smiths for years and years and years. Truly. Remitente is what we're going to talk about now, by Maria Peláe. I'm sorry, Maria, for completely butchering both your name and the song title, but I can't help it. I'm gonna see what you have to offer, though, in terms of your song. Let's listen to it. Vocal layering is something you can kick off a song with. Ooh. A very enigmatic opening. I love that playful guitar arrangement so far. And then we filter it out completely. All over the place so far, and just a very intriguing way for me. Throw in the claps, really taking it over. Layered wonderfully with the guitar. It's such a minimalistic approach instrumentally, but it's so distinct and crisp. Behind the vocal, which feels very storytelling in its delivery so far. What a way to build! Such an effective use of pausing as well, so much drama in it. The song is structured around the storytelling in such a unique manner. Love the input from the guitar. The guitar is really allowed to shine around the song. What an impressive arrangement so far. Going for a more digital approach now. Throw in the kind of electric piano or a deep lying synth here. Layering the vocal with digital input, okay. It's a very modern take on something sounding so authentic. And the guitar being layered like this. Are you listening to this guitar arrangement? I love this kind of just chanting. It relies so much on emotional input. What? Are you hearing the layering? The panning as well, there's just sounds appearing everywhere. It's so lively. Everything joins in here. That impact. We got horns coming in here to just fill it out. And the vocal top line in there. What did I just listen to? Yes! What was that? It was all over the place all the time in such the most professional way I've ever heard. It's so distinct. It's all out chaos, but the distinct delivery in the instrumental is really what makes it work. Because this could just become overbearing in terms of all of the instrumental input. But everything has been done with finesse, I feel. The detailing in it is so palpable to me. I feel like all of the sounds are actually allowed their own space within the whole soundstage, really. They scatter around the sounds panning-wise, also frequency-wise. The sound design that they put on all of the sounds really becomes very, very tangible, and everything is allowed their moment to shine. The guitar work throughout the song is impeccably impressive because it has this really engaging strumming layered with the most immense just detailing in terms of melody within the brighter register. And then the vocal kind of connecting everything with the drama that it has, using pauses very well, chanting. The percussion is playing around what the song is actually building. I can't put into words. I have no idea how to just take everything in I just heard. It's one of the most impressively connected songs I've heard. I think that everything comes together in the most unnatural way possible that sounds so convincing. It's properly all over the place in a way that just kind of allows the drama to really shine through, I think. I'm so impressed. I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. Just the guitar work alone, I want to sit back and just listen to this over and over again and take everything in that they actually got going for here, because it's so just focused really around emotion and how to really distribute the passion of the song in the most just intense and engaging way possible. I feel like you could absolutely become overbearing and too loud with certain aspects of this, but it's done with such finesse, in my opinion. I feel like the song is so dynamic throughout in terms of its instrumental arrangement and how the vocal is basically being used as a storytelling aspect, and the music is building around what the purpose of the song is really presenting in terms of the vocals. I obviously don't know what she's singing, but I can feel the passion all the way through. I don't need the lyrical side of things to understand the intensity of the song, because the instrumental contributes that, and how the instrumental is actually just crafted around her vocal. I really don't know what else to say about it. It's one of the most impressive songs I've heard. Yeah. What was this one called? Remitente, Maria Peláe. Yeah, that one's going into the playlist right away, instantly. I can't forget. Yeah, I'm going back to this one so many times. It's like something that I will never listen to. Like I don't listen to this kind of music ever, but when it's done with this kind of convincing ability to it, I'm all for it. It was so much to take in that I felt like my head was going crazy, really, with how everything came together at the end as well. Like how the ending just tied everything together. The horns coming in there and just kind of taking over. The impact. She's 15. Yeah, you're not getting me this time. No. She was not 15. Not again. This has an extended version too, which to me is even better. I'm listening to that right after the stream is done. Get it on the playlist for your trip to Spain. Oh yeah, true. I'm going to Spain soon. Yeah, this is obviously something that I will listen to. Hopefully, all of Spain is listening to it when I'm down there. After it having won, of course. No, I shouldn't say that already. We're only 7 songs in. We have 9 more songs to go. But I am very impressed. If this competed last year, it would be a runaway winner in the Spanish selection for me. Truly. Obviously, though, it's going to come down to how it looks live and how it sounds live. I'm kind of worried now, but I feel like she knows what she's doing. She feels like a very experienced performer. Just from the images in the show, you can really just see the passion that she can transmit. I hope that she sounds stunning as well live. And it's a song that's just reliant on how the vocals actually come across and how much emotion and passion comes in it. No, Maria is such a performer. She will nail this live. I really hope you're right, Luis. I can't stress that enough. This could be one of those complete overhauling moments for me. I'm sorry for just going on and on and on about this song, but I have very rarely been this impressed by just how much that actually captivated me. We should move on. Oh, what a pleasant surprise. That is if I'm just thinking right now, that is my favorite song so far in the national final season. From all of the national finals I've heard so far, that has to be my favorite. I obviously love the long title song from Estonia, love it to bits. I obviously thought that Gote were brilliant live in Norway. I've listened tons to the Woman Show from Norway as well, and of course Mer from MGP as well. What else have I really loved? I mean, there were plenty of songs from Luxembourg yesterday that I really loved, but nothing that has made me feel like this one. Truly. I'm gonna shush now about that song. We're done talking about it for now. We're getting back to it later. Trust me on that. Amor verano. No artist name being on screen right now. I'll just do this real quick so I can take a look at who is the artist here. Marlena. Okay, let's see. So this is Marlena with Amor verano. Something about love here. Love of verano. I don't know what verano is, but something of love of, or something like that. I think this is supposed to mean. But I'm just guessing, I can be like that. Amor de Verano by, I've already forgotten the name. Was it Marlena? Yeah. Let's go. Song number 8. Panning of the sweeping waves introducing the song. It's a very central vocal, quite in your face right away. That's a convincing drive in the instrumental kicking in here. The drums sound great. This is powering through, absolutely. Engaging quality in the drive here. A little bit fill there leading into this kind of restrained part. The synth is just really relying on kind of highlighting the straight beat here. Instant foot tapper, absolutely. Another hook that I could just listen to over and over again. Melodically really engaging, especially due to its rhythm. Not so much intonation wise, but rhythmically gets me going, absolutely. And I like how just central the vocal is. I'm not sure what to make of like these restraint parts. I feel like they're kind of holding back a little too much. Mainly down, like rhythmically they do, because it becomes very much straight beat on these parts. There's a neat little progression leading into the next chorus here. It's just very pleasing to listen to. A very filtered out build up in the drums there as well. And this is a hook. Yep. Get my feet tapping. Rhythmically very strong here. Simplicity is key, really. The instrumental is so just minimalistic, but works very effectively. A bit too chopped up in terms of structure here. Should have just maintained the energy, in my opinion, here. I don't need this segment, personally. When are we throwing in the beat? We're building for it. Yeah. Could have absolutely played around a little bit more with how to introduce the beat back into the song. Should have probably gone for like a Jersey Club type of beat here for the final chorus. I could have gone. It feels too... It hasn't really explored anything. It's just pleasant and enjoyable. A foot tapper. Could have definitely explored a little bit more of a variation throughout the song, I think, but it's pleasant to just listen to. It's a solid pop tune, very catchy, gets me involved in it, absolutely. It's a warm tone to it. It's rather memorable. I think it's sing-along friendly, even though the vocal is quite hectic, but the rhythm of it really sets it apart, I guess. Really, it's enjoyable. That's really all I can say. I'm going to come back to it. Absolutely, I will. This feels like it has great 2:30 and has to stretch to 3. Yeah, I think that whole segment after the second chorus where it actually holds back all of the instruments and it doesn't really do anything with finesse leading into the final chorus. It just feels like a part that they felt was required within the song to give it its length. That wasn't really needed. It doesn't offer that much of a dynamic to really make it interesting because of it. So... But it's just solid pop song. I will come back to it, absolutely. It's something that I can listen to at any time. Proper replay factor on Spotify song, absolutely. It's gonna get a lot of plays on Spotify because it's so easy to just listen to at any time, and it's completely harmless and just fun, really. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I absolutely did. I don't have much more to say about it, honestly. It feels like some of these songs are kind of starting to melt into one because a lot of them have a similar approach. Once all the songs for ESC are revealed, we should do a community top for ESC where we all vote for our top 10 using the 12-point system, give our entire top 37s using average play. Yeah, I mean, obviously we'll do a community vote for this year as well. Absolutely. I think they spent too long on the section where they stopped the instruments. It could have worked for the contrast, but they made it way too long. I agree, yeah. I'd say so as well. I gotta let you know something now. We have been streaming for an hour, and we're only halfway through the songs. We have 8 more to go. So enjoy this next ad here. I'm not even playing the audio of this. I'm just tired of all of these ads, really. I thought, like, usually they don't play an ad on every YouTube clip, but apparently that's what happens on YouTube these days. 1 minute and 43 seconds. I do not think so. What an annoying ad as well, with just letters being shouted at me like that. Okay. Oh, paper is destroyed. Community voting and making our final was so fun last year. Yeah, we're doing it again. Obviously we are. And then maybe also have our own national final winners, of course. We're gonna put a little final together of those as well. Because obviously we're voting in all of the national finals, you know? That's what we do over here. And if you're new here, you're missing out on all of the fun, maybe. Join the Discord server. It's down there. The ads are funny. Okay, well... Do you think that when you watch YouTube videos on your own as well, that like, oh yes, now an ad, this is really funny. So yeah, that happens for me when watching a playlist on YouTube on my TV. Yeah, on my TV I get ads all the time as well. Best advertisement so far. What, the one with the shredding paper? I don't know. We vote, it's what we do. We do indeed. Okay, next up. Got something in my throat. Wait. Never mind. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know. I got something in my throat and it's really annoying. But we're moving on. I'm gonna try and ignore it. And if I start making sounds in the middle of the review, I'm terribly sorry. For our NFs, in case of internal selections where we know what was submitted to the broadcaster. Do we keep the internal selection or also make a community vote? I guess we just do the ones that we have picked. You have to survive. I will survive. I will survive. I've forgotten the lyrics. I wanted to keep the gag going. Something with, but you're not welcome anymore. Anyway, okay. I will survive. I will survive. Dun. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know the lyrics. I'm sorry. I will survive though. Okay. Just call me a survivor, Helena. First Groot was afraid. He was petrified. Yes, absolutely. But that's the first line of the song. That's not after she says I will survive. I've got all my love to give. Okay. I'm listening to that song after the stream as well. I've got a lot of songs to listen to after the stream, I see. Okay, anyway. Bla 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 is the next song up. Do you remember this song by, who was it? Gigi D'Agostino, called Bla 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 or something like that? Bla 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 bla. I've forgotten that one as well, but it's so catchy. Wait. I'm sorry. This stream is a complete mess, but I just have to listen to it just to remind myself. Yeah, Gigi D'Agostino. It's so catchy, isn't it? When does the beat come in? Come on. Yeah. Okay. Enough of that. I just. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. We're moving on. Let's go back. Miss Caffeina here. Hopefully that sounds. That's how to pronounce it. Miss Caffeina. I actually know this group. They have a song called Acido, which I very much enjoy. And let's hope that Bla 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 is equally as good here. Bla Bla Bla, 3 minutes with Miss Caffeina. Let's go. Such a great vocal to kick off the song. Both warm and bright. And completely filtered out on this very soft backing track. The bass comes in very effectively here. It becomes dynamic right from the get-go. I like the percussion so far as well. Subtle, but effective. The flow of this... What a warm tone in the vocal. It's got a wonderful voice. You're hearing that little bass, these bass notes kind of just piercing through the soundstage. Engaging percussion as well. Enjoyable chorus, absolutely. Melodically very strong. Just love how the energy is maintained here. Chorus goes back to this more minimalistic approach. Hopefully, I would have liked the drums to actually keep going a little bit more here. Too restrained for this part. I'm not throwing them back yet. Got an intriguing. Is that like an arpeggio at the very top there? It's very reverby. Kind of melts all of the notes into one. The impact from the chorus is very convincing, I think. Hooks me in, absolutely. I think the verses are a little on the weak side to really compare to the to the chorus. Great how the B section of the chorus also has that additional impact to really distinguish it. Great rhythmic combination here. The melody is great. It works so well with the drumming as well. Structurally, it's a bit too much up and down for my personal preference. Vocal processing here is not really my thing, but I guess it's a part of the purpose of the song. Here's an idea for the continuation of the song here. Utilizing the chorus melody with those filtered out drums leading into the final chorus. This is enjoyable. I'm gonna be listening to this on repeat as well. What a chorus. And his vocals sound so wonderful in this. Thank you very much, Miss Caffeina, for a great song to just put on at any time. I'm very much enjoying that. It's like people say, it's pretty much a banger, really. It has just this wonderful warm flow to it, especially in the chorus. I think the melody is so strong. I think rhythmically it really gets me going, and I think his vocal delivery is what really sells it, because he just sounds so great and adds such a great character to the song. Structure-wise, it's a little too chopped up, I guess. I feel like the second verse really needs to incorporate more percussion in it to actually maintain the energy they establish in the choruses. And therefore, for the end, they cut it back a little bit too much, I guess. But it's an effective build for the final chorus. That very part leading into the final chorus works very nicely with how they actually use the chorus melody with those filtered out little drum fills leading into that final part. It feels very natural and very convincing there, and I just love the impact hits on the choruses, on both when the A part hits and the B part hits. There's like a very overwhelming impact, just as a sound effect to really kind of distinguish these hits, that I think is very effective as well. One of my favorites so far, for sure, and I'm really hoping that it's going to look great live and sound great live, absolutely, because it could be tricky with these kind of pre-recorded, very heavily processed vocals. We'll see if that's going to be an issue for them. Hopefully not, but it's very enjoyable for me. I'm going to be returning to that one as well, and I think the warmth in his voice is really coming across so well here. Also a very bright sound to it, so very enjoyable. I did really like that. Thank you very much, Miss Caffeina, and your song Bla Bla Bla. We will move on to song number 10, as we just look at the efficiency platform Stratsys, and now you're not allowed to look at it anymore because I skipped the ad. Zorra by Nebulossa. This is like typical, just if you want to sound like a stereotypical Spanish person, this is a proper title you can read, like, and now it's time for Zorra with Nebulossa. I don't know. Sorry. Zorra by Nebulossa, song number 10. Let's go. Go for a little bit of a new disco vibe. Large hits on the synths there. Proper stabs. The drums are loud. It's a nice little descending chord interval there. I like this interval. Decent synth line coming in here on the backbeat of the main melody, of the main rhythm. Quite an annoying sound design on this little hi-hat there. You hear the panning on that drum fill. Arpeggio is taking over. This kind of whispering vocal style is rather interesting for a song like this. It becomes a very contrasting approach. I thought something got broken up there, but that's actually quite intriguing. Nice little pause there. Just as the synth got a layer there to grow more expansive. That's a very engaging synth line, really. That lead melody really works. Yeah, enjoyable. Just this panning of the drumming is very intriguing to me. Strong continuation here. Keep it going, absolutely. Energy works well here. It's proper enjoyable. How it just keeps going. This whispering vocal style is very intriguing to just kind of really allow the instrumental to take over. Melodically, it's not doing much vocally there, but the instrumental is too engaging. We got time for a breakdown segment here. It comes very late in the song, doesn't it? If we're getting a final chorus, it's gonna be a short one, unfortunately. I would imagine. Again, with the drums taking over like that. Very pleasing to have another chorus, honestly. Just like for this one to keep going, though. It's a little bit of an elevation in the lead there in the background. I'm not really sure if I actually needed that final part of the song. I felt like it could have just because after the second chorus it just kept going, and I was so into it and invested in it at that point that I think you could have just probably extended that and actually keep the song shorter than 3 minutes. You don't need to fill the 3 minutes, because I was definitely hooked by it during that time of the song. I felt like it just kept building and building there, and really had a great energy to it, while the vocals obviously having this whispery tone to it is quite a contrast to how engaging the instrumental got at times, really. It's another little foot tapper here, really, and quite enjoyable. I like the approach that they've taken here. It feels instrumentally quite up my alley, and even though vocally I don't really care for it, I think melodically it's quite stale and uninteresting, really, because it doesn't showcase any real contrast to the instrumental. It's mostly just kind of I wouldn't say a placeholder, but it kind of works like that because it doesn't offer too much of a character to the song. I feel like it's mostly just about the instrumental, and that's what will get people on their feet when listening to it, including me, because I could absolutely see myself dance to this. But it's an overall package that just kind of works for me, but maybe it's not one of these that I think is among the more interesting songs in the selection. I feel like some of the songs are starting to kind of blend into each other, and I need the ones that really stand out to. Those are the ones that I will really remember, and I don't think this will really be one of those, even though I did enjoy listening to it now, and I will enjoy listening to it when I just listen to the playlist at any time, because I will definitely go back to this national final and just listen to the playlist, because there's really nothing that I've disliked so far, and this one is quite decent as well. Fits the selection nicely, but I'm not sure if this will really be one of those that's going to challenge for the win. That would very much surprise me, because it doesn't really have that factor to it that's very impressive to me. We have the next one, which looks a bit dramatic on just the still that I got from opening the song, with this silhouette in this darkly lit. Yeah, you can kind of see on these images. It looks very dramatic on the on the frames you could get from the song here. The song is by Quique Niza. So I'm terribly sorry, Quique. I can't pronounce your name. But Quique here is going to sing Prisionero. Prisionero? Prisionero. Yeah, sure thing. Let's listen to it. I've completely lost count again of what number we're on, but either or, Prisionero by Quique and Niza. Let's listen.
Me equivoqué, me lo callé, pero he llegado aquí.
Note these like vocals in the center. Piano is moving.
Lo que no intenté, lo que guardé, sigue estando en mí. A gritos me pide salir.
Percussion sounds crisp. I like the piano movement. So far there's an energy in it. Scaled back part here really highlights his voice. Alright. Rather memorable melodically because of this very instant approach of the instrumental in the background. Strings came in there as well to add some character to it, but I feel like the actual punch and impact of the instrumental there isn't quite there. I'm fond of the piano movement here though. Nice how the drum really kicks into full gear here at the background. Subtle kick drum, but it actually goes full all out, which is nice. The guitar comes in here as well. I'm quite fond of this head voice as well. It's an engaging rhythm from the instrumental here. It works very effectively to build on the melody of the chorus. Strings work nicely as here as well. Nice detailing. Backing vocals come in there to layer as well with the strings. This is a great way to build, because here you actually maintain the energy, the drums keep going. I hope we're not going in for killing the music, of course we are. Here's the intimate part. Brief segment, which is actually quite welcoming for me there. I like how they layer the backing vocals there with the strings. Due to this being a short song, I think you could actually expand on that final chorus, and actually, you have the time for it. I do not know why you cut that short, because it's a little bit unnecessary in my opinion. You could absolutely just keep building on it. There are just nice ideas scattered here and there. I think the layering it works very effectively with the strings and the backing vocals there. He seems to have a pretty decent voice as well. He's got a great tone that actually contrasts the backing track quite nicely. I don't think the actual impact is that strong of the instrumental to really set it apart, and it feels like maybe just a little bit by the books in terms of its structure and approach that it has. But it's not something that I would just skip. I think that it fits nicely into the mix and it does its job. It's just not the song that I guess I would return to, because it didn't interest me all that too much, really. It had some nice piano work in there. I think the opening is very strong and convincing. And it has parts of it that I think the energy is actually quite impactful in. But I would have liked more intensity and loudness, I guess, from the impact hits, and also just maybe a little bit more of a flow throughout the song. Also nice detail there in the second verse with how the kick drum is filtered back but very hectic and full speed on it. That is a nice part actually. Decent enough. It's not going to be the one that I'm not going to vote of course, but if I were to vote, this isn't the one either. I mean, you all know what song I would vote for by the time of this. But we still have, I think someone said that this was song 11. It feels like I've listened to more than that, but that means we have 5 songs to go. I will be honest with you and say that I am getting slightly tired, but if we're only 5 left, then we'll manage. Or I will manage. Thank you everyone who's still sticking around here and watching with me. Let's pause that there. Here is sorry. Let's see how many are actually still here. 72 people. It's very, very nice of you all to still be here. Hope you're enjoying the show. Hope you're enjoying listening to the songs. I understand there's a lot of them, and I think there are too. My eyes are starting to close just a little bit, but I'll keep it together. I want to give every song a fair chance here and the same amount of respect. And I'm definitely enjoying listening to this. This is absolutely a national final that I could put on the playlist and just have it on loop really and enjoy it. And I very much love those kind of national finals. It's just that sitting in one sitting and actually talking about all of the songs and reviewing them, that is what takes on my energy. So I'm very grateful that so many people are still watching with me. Definitely thank you for that. Alright, song number 12 is called Te Echo De by Noan. Let's go. Need to throw in a DSR on the vocal already. Yeah, the vocal needs to go through a DSR. It's piercing my ears. Very neat opening. I like the vocal layering here. The guitars have a very vintage sound to them. Here come take over the acoustic guitars instead. What's a great emotion in this lead vocal. This takes me back. What a warm delivery of it. It feels very compelling to me. I think that it's very just connecting with the listener. The verses kill the energy a little too much there. Nice how the drums came in here, and the palm-muted electric guitar actually builds energy along with the drums. The chorus was very nice, I think. And this vocal layering is effective. You're hearing the hi-hats in the background? That's a great energy at the very back, filtered out completely. Solid fills. I just like the energy of this. What a melody as well. Just this elevation at the end of the lines. Great fills, very convincing. Alright. That's great. A very engaging melody because of its rhythm and also the intonation, I think. Intense! All out! Great! Kind of throwing in the synth work here to take over. I feel so much warmth from it. The electric guitar is being really focused in the left ear, playing brighter notes. Nice harmony to it. Great, thank you very much, Noan. That was honestly so enjoyable to me. It's obviously a music style that I'm very familiar with. I've listened to it so much, like growing up, I guess, or whatever you say. It feels quite nostalgic and vintage, really. And I think that really plays to its charm. I think I get a very warm feeling from it. I also feel like the melody is very well crafted and actually has quite a punch to it. There's like some sort of emotion that it provokes in me, that evokes. It evokes an emotion in me that is very just fond of everything that I'm listening to. I think that the melody builds very nicely in the choruses mainly. The choruses are what really sets the song apart, I think. There's an intensity in the vocal. It's very constant. It feels rather passionate, really, in how it's actually being delivered. I think there's a raspiness in his voice as well that really makes it have a little bit of a different character. And then at the end of the lines, how they actually elevate the melody with kind of like not really a chanting, but just an elevation and a little bit of like a shouting that goes higher in the intonation. It's just a nice way to close off the lines, and then it could go back into the next line, really. And it flows very naturally, and I'm very, very fond of that. Yeah, really, really great package altogether. And the drum fills, oh, you gotta mention those. Stunning drum fills throughout the song as well that really connect everything going through. And yeah, a little personal favorite there of mine, I gotta say. Very pleasantly surprised by that. Thank you very much. And also very nice to just have songs like that in the selection, really. I think we rarely get songs within that style of music that are actually polished to that degree. So I'm very fond of that. Yeah, I'm glad to have heard that. I'll be rooting a little bit for that one. I'm not sure if I want it to win because of course there's another song that we listened to earlier, but I'll be rooting for that one a little bit. Next up is another one that I can't see the artist name of, so I'll just do this real quick to see that this song is indeed by Roger Padrós, and it's the 13th song, Roger Padrós, with the song El Temp. El Temp. I don't know if the S is silent, but maybe someone can let me know that. We also see an image of a park bench with splashed colors behind it, or splattered colors behind it. So yeah, El Temp by, I've already forgotten his name, I'm terribly sorry. Song number 13, El Temp, or El Temps with the park bench. Let's listen. It's a pleasant piano opening. Has a rather sentimental tone to it. I hear a hint of a string as well in the background. Kind of have the release on strings. A lot of substance in that piano. It's very deep lying. His voice is gorgeous. Grows so well with the piano as well. A very distinct percussion here. You got these snaps that are very heavily reverbed. Percussion sounds great, it's so dynamic. And the vocal that's engaging me a lot already. A bit strange of these synth waves really thrown in the background to just kind of lift the song. I'm intrigued by that. His vocals are gorgeous, truly. It's a beautiful piano as well. It's so restrained, but it feels like every hit is really emotionally loaded. And that's a very engaging melody as well. Adds energy to it. Kind of back to square one here, I guess, for the second verse. Maybe would have required a little bit more energy from the percussion coming in here if they want to build the song gradually throughout. I'm liking the percussion mainly, I think. It's a very distinct sounding percussion, and then his vocal works so well as well with it. I feel like the piano is kind of being overpowered here by the pads and strings surrounding it. Solid continuation here. The vocals are really what ties it all together, I'd say. Strong high note there. Flows naturally. Leading into a breakdown here. Ah, the piano's over there. Oh, the song is over there. Yeah, of course. Sorry. The next song just started. No ad for some reason. But it's yeah, I think there's something about that. I'll block this one out so you don't get distracted to know what song I'm talking about. I'm talking about El Temp here. And I gotta say, I think the vocal is really gorgeously sung, especially earlier on in the song. I think it works very nicely. I feel like maybe as the song builds, I feel like it doesn't really kick into gear as much as I think it should have. It tries to be a little bit grand. It's like it doesn't want to be grand, but it also doesn't want to be minimalistic and restrained throughout. So they kind of go a little bit middle of the road, and that might hinder it just a little bit, because I feel like it's not as explosive or as engaging for the finale as I probably would have wished for it to be. But I think early on in the song, it builds very naturally. It has a great sound in the piano mainly, and the percussion, which sound beautifully produced, really. Such a distinct tone to them. And the vocals really keep it floating above expectations, I guess, throughout the song, really. Goes a little bit back to square one, I think, in the second verse, where it doesn't really introduce more energy that it's kind of established in the first chorus. I think that it should have probably just built a little bit more gradually throughout the song to actually lead into a finale that feels more compelling. However, I think that most of it just really kind of clicked for me, and I think that it was beautifully sung, and I'm looking forward to seeing that one live as well, because I think that it could absolutely be a very convincing delivery of it, and I think they could play around with lights and just the staging layout really to enhance the rather intimate feeling that I'm getting from it. I did enjoy that very much so. Again, this is a good selection, truly is. I'm very fond of Benidorm Fest this year, I have to say. And let's see if we can keep that going, keep the momentum going with Here to Stay. We have an English title that it's impossible for me to mispronounce this. Who do you think I am, Rodmorg? Haha. No, Here to Stay is song number 14, and it's by Sofia Coll. Of course, I can still mispronounce that because, she's Spanish, so it's probably Sofia Coll, right? Someone can probably correct me on that. Either way, Sofia Coll or Sofia Coll here with Here to Stay. Song number 14. Let's go. Got the synth bass kicking us off here.
Esta vez sé que no hay marcha atrás. Nada va a impedirme continuar intentándolo 1000 veces más hasta el final. Imagíname.
Filtered out sounds coming in here to build some kind of suspense and drama into it. The breath sounds scattered in the background as well. Kick drum is very subtle here, but builds energy into it. I think the backing vocals also have a very wide scape to them. Feels fulfilling. Sweeps come in a bit strangely here. That's an awful sounding sweep.
For all of you that don't speak Spanish, this is a message for the ones that didn't believe in me.
Alright, let's hear what the message is.
Guess where I am, honey? I made it, and I'm here to stay.
It's an effective build-up. I think the synth lead here is effective. There's very loud stabs here. There's a lot going on in this chorus. I don't think you really needed the vocal to be that focused, I guess. Energy isn't really maintained here for the second verse. Could have probably... Can we throw in the percussion here now for the next line? Throw it in the backbeat? Or not? We're adding a little bit of a synth layer instead. The vocal is very constant. I guess it relies a lot on just being the vocal delivery of this. It's going to require a lot from her on stage to actually be compelling with this delivery. It could absolutely work if she manages to do it. Effective build again. Solid hits for the chorus. I think it has a decent progression to it. It's a little bit messy with the vocals being chanted like that in the chorus. And it's not really like they're adding much of a melody. Great fills there. I think the synth lead arpeggio is quite effective, really. It gives a very constant energy to it. Stop, please. Can't they have like an outro for like 5 seconds so I have time to pause it? Anyway, that was I've already forgotten the song, even though it was in English. Was it called Here to Stay or something like that? I think that it absolutely serves a purpose. I mean, it obviously wants to be quite the storytelling song, I guess, and it really does have an ability to actually present that statement in quite an effective way. I think the song builds a lot, surrounds itself a lot around drama and some proper intensity. But as the song kind of progresses, I feel like it maybe doesn't just connect with me as an audience, I guess, because I feel like the energy is absolutely there, but I'm just not compelled by it, I guess. I think maybe melodically it would have had to, like, something additional to really entice me, I guess. Melodically, it's not too interesting to me. I think the instrumental carries a lot within that song, especially with the drive of it, and I think the build-ups are, even though effective, and I like the way that they utilize the arpeggio as a lead. I just think vocal melodically, it's not really all the way there to really be that memorable to me. Even though the vocals are a very big part of what makes it stand out, I think that mostly comes down to how the vocal is rather in your face and very storytelling, engaging, I guess. The repetition of the song title in the chorus doesn't add too much to me. Melodically, it is quite underwhelming in that part, and doesn't really give me anything for that part. But other than that, I did quite enjoy it, honestly. I'm not sure if I would go as far and really consider it to be a winning contender, but I did enjoy it. We'll move on. I'll show this on screen. Did I show the screen when we listened to that song? I hope I did. Did you see the music video when I listened to that? Yes, I did. Okay, good. Because I just realized I had blocked out the screen, so I was like, oh, did I block it out for you during the entire song there? Okay, good. We only have 2 songs left to go. This one is called Dos Extraños, which means, isn't like something extraño, isn't that like I miss you or something? And then dos, I miss too? I'm just guessing here with the titles. Luis, you're the Spanish speaking person here. What does this mean? Because I'm sure like te extraño or something like that means I miss you or something, right? And then dos extraños, 2 strangers. Am I completely just in the wrong here? Do I not? I'm not even gonna try and consider myself to be understanding anything of Spanish. Anyway, Dos Extraños, 2 strangers, Cuarteto de Cuerda, Visualizer by Saint Pedro. 2 minutes, 58 seconds of music is up for us here, and it's the penultimate song, and let's see what it sounds like. Guitar driven. Beautiful vocal. Truly. Great warmth to work on this guitar. Feels like it's a lot of found object percussion here. It's very authentic because of it. Great flow. Kind of jazzy piano input to it. Just feel like everything is being allowed its space to shine in the frequencies as well. It's a very lively arrangement so far while being minimalistic. I'm melting. The strings come in so naturally there. Great impact from it. It's taking unexpected flow to the song as well. Chord interval is very compelling. There's great coloring on chords. And the piano is freestyling a little bit. Such effective pausing as well. It's a song all about like emotional delivery. Have you hanging on to every second of it. So warm. The elevation of the strings as well. And I love how subdued his vocal has been throughout the whole song. Guitar kicks in here. The backing vocals add another layer of life to it. Great flow. Wonderful. It's so fulfilling. Just listen to the panning. It takes over everything. What striking passion in the vocal there for the finale as well. The major to minor chord interval for the outro, of course, vocal carrying it out. Bravo. Beautiful outro there for that song as well. It feels so naturally flowing throughout the whole thing, really. It starts off in a very emotionally evoking manner. I think the guitar is really the focal point early on in the song, but then as the piano grows into the song, it kind of gives both of the instruments time to shine, really, and they combine so well. They work synchronizingly so well. The piano is really adding color to the song, while the guitar is adding just the bass core rhythm for the song. And then also you throw in the strings that just kind of overpower whatever is surrounding the song. I see there's a premiere of the official music video coming up here as well. Interesting to anyone who's interested in checking that out. I don't know when it happens, but I guess we'll watch that later on at some point. But definitely just something that really has that emotional strain to it, that actually transmits a sense of life and a sense of purpose throughout the entire song to every little part of it, really. Beautifully sung. He has a great tone to his voice. There's a great deal of warmth with the song. I think the pausing that it utilizes is so effective, truly. It's one of these songs that just kind of leaves me hanging on every single second, and I want to know where it's taking me next, really. And that is just very captivating and engaging for me. And I think that outro and finale to the song is the perfect way to tie the bow, I guess. Or to tie the knot? How do you say? to tie the song up? Go full circle, really. It's a wonderful ending to the song, and everything feels just so authentic and personal and emotionally hard-hitting, really. In a very soft and kind of warm, charming, intriguing manner, really. Yeah, beautiful. Could absolutely, like, I'm so looking forward to seeing how that's going to be staged. I really want this proper intimacy while all like being really presented, while also absolutely just delivering this kind of, I don't know, like warmth, expansiveness of the instrumental that it actually creates in the middle parts of the song. So you can see here, you have the most repeated part of the song. I assume that is when the strings really take over. Indeed. Yeah, it's just wonderful detailing in it, really. Tie it in a bow, let's say it like that. Should we move on to the last song? This or Remitente. Let me listen to the recap later on as well, but the Remitente just blew my mind, truly. I'm not sure. I'll have to get back to you after I've listened to the playlist on repeat, because I will do. Everything's just good, you know. What a good national final, in my opinion. Final ads of the evening. Hope you're enjoying these. Oh, look at the dog. How adorable. No se me olvida is song numero 16 by Yoli Saa. Do we have the winner as the final song coming up? Let's see. Compelling guitar opening. I love how they've kept these fretboard sliding sounds from the guitar recording and actually enhanced them in the sound here. Has a very wooden sound to it in the background so far. While the vocal adds all of the character. The digital percussion completely taking over the song here. Dynamic. It's very engaging at the very back of the soundstage instrumentally. A lot of the bright sounds being gathered there, while the vocal is just central at the very front. And you hear the percussion really being widespread like that. It's a great energy to it. Rhythmically compelling. Guitar work is beautiful in this. And you just hear these natural sounds of sliding up and down the fretboard, that they've actually kept them and enhanced them. I love that detailing. It adds like a level of authenticity to the recording, I think. Nice little piano detailing here as well. Swapping the instrumental approach here. What a detail from the guitar they're leading in for this chorus. Strong rhythm in the melody here as well. I think she sounds great. Works with the flow of the music as well, so naturally. There's a strong like sentimental tone to it as well, I think. And how the guitar just comes back in there. Really trying to take over the soundstage, but still maintaining just the right amount of carefulness to let everything still maintain. Intrigued by how the backing vocals come in here. Becomes like a call response aspect here for the build. This is a great breakdown segment because you still have the energy of the drums really here. We're building like harmonically here. Oh, it felt like the energy of the drums really could just keep going there. But that's a wonderful outro, truly. Yeah, that was great. Very engaging in terms of its atmosphere and ambience, I think. The guitars sound great throughout. I love how sparsely they've used it as well and how it comes in and out to really just distinguish character throughout the song. I think she has a vocal that actually carries the song forward in a very just like what do you call it, like natural way. It feels like everything is just tied together in the most balanced of ways. I like the digital approach they're taking with the percussion, while also kind of having a very authentic sound from I guess mainly the guitars and such. It sounds very wooden to me. Quite a tranquil tone to it as well, which I think is very tangible, and I think her vocals are really just another layer of what makes it really work. And I think that finale is perfect, how it goes down into the breakdown segment and actually maintains energy from the drums and then leads into this kind of, it's not really another chorus because it's a continuation of the final or of the breakdown part, and you just add on the drumming and build intensity, and then it leads to this outro where it's only really the drums that's the only skeletal part of the song that's really left there for the final part. I think that's a wonderfully written song, truly, and really worked for me. And I gotta say, that's been all of the songs. I'm gonna end my discussion of No Se Me Olvida there. And I have to say that Benidorm Fest 2024 has been a very overwhelming experience in the most positive ways. I've enjoyed can I say hell? I can say hell on YouTube. Oh well, I'm getting blocked on YouTube anyway, so it doesn't matter. I enjoyed the hell out of this selection, and I thought it was absolutely wonderful to sit through. There's been something for everyone in this selection, I feel. There's a great variation of songs. Some of them have blended into each other, but I couldn't really imagine having this many different types of songs in there. There's been, kind of 2000s pop rock song. We've had this just massive experience of Remitente earlier on. We've had the solid pop songs of Me Vas a Ver, and we had the house song of Astronauta, Seki and Soy there early on, just polished pop song. Brillos Platino, which was just this fun package that sounded very much of its region of Spain, I guess. There was Temps, which was a beautiful ballad. Dos Extraños, of course, which was this really expansive thing that really created an own atmosphere of its own. Bla Bla Bla, which was just a stunning pop song with a lot of interesting detailing to it. I think we've had a little bit of everything in this selection, and I've loved it. We will now, obviously, take a look at the recap for this selection, because I really want to just delve into the songs that we've had here. So we'll take a look. They're actually split into 2 semifinals now, and of course Misja Eurovicja has made recaps that has split them up in the 2 respective semifinals, so those are absolutely what we're going to look at. And let me know before I start watching these how many songs go through from each semifinal to the final, because then I'm going to try and pick that amount from both of them, I guess. So please let me know as soon as you've heard that message, if you know the answer to it, of course. How fitting as well that their recaps have La Venda as the intro right now that we're talking about the Spanish national final. 4 songs from per semi, which means we have 8 songs in the semis, right? And 4 of them go through. So that's going to be half of them I got to kick out, and half of them I'm going to pick through. I'm intrigued to listen to these now. Like, I've forgotten some of them. I just know that I really kind of enjoyed everything. And now it's going to be really interesting to just get back into them and take them in. Let's take a look. I'm not sure if they will be in the running order that they're supposed to perform as well, but if they are, then I guess that's another layer. Astronauta was fun. Absolutely. The production needs to be polished in it. But it had warmth and charm to it. As a studio cut, I'm not really cheering for it. Absolutely cheering for Te Echo De. Great character to it. Lovely vintage sound to it. Great drum fills. Strong melody. Wonderful flow. Rooting for that one. Let's get it through. Here to Stay. Enjoyable enough. Not something that really goes all that much up in my alley, but I did enjoy this kind of approach with the arpeggio being the lead melody. I had those hits as well. Quite effective. Yeah, this is a decent pop tune. Very catchy. This needs a proper good performance, but as a studio cut, I really enjoyed this. Put a smile on my face. Completely. Blah, blah. This one has to... I'm sorry, but it has to go through. Too good of a pop song. Great hook. Vocals are so stunning as well. This is gonna be the earworm for me, really. I'm gonna listen to this so much, I already know. Prisionero was also quite decent. It's not the one that stood out the most to me, but it had like a emotional touch to it. Probably needs a little more impact in the actual hits in it. Seki and Soy was very enjoyable with mainly the guitar work, I think. And Zorra, I think this is one that I could really be without, even though I kind of like the approach they're going for, but I think the whispering kind of vocal takes me out of it a little bit, even though I really like the instrumental aspect of it, and I think this continuation here is very strong. Alright, I think I got spot on 4 here that I'm actually really rooting for. Te Echo De, I have to get that one through. I'm just... no, like, the most important one for me in this collection here is Bla Bla Bla. I think that's the best song in this semi-final. I would like to throw a shout out for Seki and Soy. I like that one. I also really like Te Echo De, as I said. That's probably my second in this. I'd say Bla Bla Bla, number 1. Te Echo De, number 2. Seki and Soy, number 3. And I would say Me Vas A Ver as number 4 right now. With Here to Stay being the challenger, I guess. The other 3 I can be without, personally. 4 out of those 5, but Bla 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 is the important one for me. That's what I'm going to say about that semifinal. We'll move on to the second one. How perfect that there were like 4 songs spot on that I really wanted to go through there, or somewhere around there. It would be very unfortunate if they had like split the semifinal so that you didn't really like any songs in one of them and you liked all of them in the other one. That would have been really annoying. So yeah, let's see. Second semifinal, I've already put it up here. Let's listen. Yeah, this was... Too much passion. Number one. It's number one. You just listen to the guitar work and you know it's number one. I'm Remitente all the way. This was catchy and enjoyable. I'm skeptical towards how it's gonna sound live, but I did enjoy the energy of it. I think that it sounds very similar to the first song we listened to that I've kind of forgotten. Amor verano, very enjoyable. Just a charming pop song with a great hook to it. I'd like to see this one do well. Yeah. Yeah, has to go through. Has to go through. Too beautifully arranged, really. Just love how authentic and natural everything sounds as well in the percussion. Yeah. I'm not gonna... No. Too minimalistic, nothing really going on in the song. Yeah, I'm sorry, Georgia. I'm not your audience. This one I really went through. This one hooked me. I think it was very well arranged. And it felt really tranquil to me as well. I like the atmosphere of it. El Temp was a beautiful song as well. I didn't know it had a music video. I didn't see that. It's well arranged. Great vocal. A little bit too much vocal processing on this one, I guess, for me to really root for it. But it's catchy, fun, playful as well with the pausing and everything. I wouldn't mind this one if it's performed well live. That was the last song, yeah. I gotta say, I think this is a very just strong selection altogether that has everything in it. There are obviously two songs that I'm really rooting for in the semifinal, and that would be Remitente and Dos Extraños. Those are the two that just has to go through for me here. The other ones that I would like to see go through, I think absolutely No Se Me Olvida. That would be my number 3 pick. And my number 4 pick would either be, I think, Amor de Verano, but if El Temp takes it, I would not mind that. El Temp. I think the upbeat pop songs in this one are really not really that much. Caliente is definitely the number 8 in this. Which song have I missed? Beso en la mañana and Caliente. Oh yeah, El Temp. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess Beso en la mañana and Brillos Platino. I don't really care which one of them goes through, I guess, but I don't really need any of them go through. I guess my 4th place is between Amor de Verano and El Temp, and which one of those takes it, I don't really care. It's all going to come down to live, of course, but if studio cuts, I would say... let me actually put this together in my own head here. If I put together a final from from Benidorm Fest, 8 songs, 4 from each, I think that the songs that should be in that final are No Se Me Olvida, Dos Extraños, Te Echo De, Bla Bla Bla, Amor de Verano, Remitente, Me Vas a Ver, and Sé Quién Soy. Those are my 8. You can tell me how many you agree with and how many you disagree with. But yeah, those are my picks, my 8 picks. And you can let me know what your picks are. But I gotta say again, it's been over 2 hours of streaming now, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed this selection. I'm gonna be playing this playlist tonight. Like, I'm just gonna listen to it again. All of the songs. I'm not skipping anything because I really enjoyed all of them, really. Happily live without Me Vas a Ver, to be honest. Yeah, no problem about that. That one just put a smile on my face, so I guess that's why I enjoyed it. But you can replace that one with whatever you'd prefer from Semi 1. If I picked one that you should replace it with, I would say... have I already forgotten? Which one would I pick? Which ones were there? Prisionero... Here to Stay, I guess. I would probably pick Here to Stay then. That's the song number 5 from semifinal 1. If Spain want to win, San Pedro will certainly do very well. If they want to take a risk, they will go for Groot's favorite. Interesting. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what will work for Spain, but either way, I really hope that they send either Dos Extraños or Remitente or Bla Bla Bla. Honestly, I think that those are my top three. That's my top three. Loved those three songs the most. Teatro De was very good as well. I'm gonna listen to the playlist so much. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I think we're gonna hold it there, but it's been great to listen and catch up to this selection, and I'm so excited to actually watch it. And this, of course, happens on weekdays. Actually, before I leave you, I'm gonna take a look at what days this national final is taking place, because if it's like Wednesday and Thursday, that would work perfectly in my schedule. Oh, it's so late. It's 22:50 at night. 30th, that's a Tuesday. That's no good. And no, wait. And then the first. Okay, the second semifinal is on a Thursday. That's perfect. I think that could work. I guess I just gotta be knackered at work, really, because I want to stream these live. If anyone is interested in watching them with me live, I would love to do that, because this was so much fun. And then the final is taking place on the same day as Melodifestivalen's first semifinal, by the way. That's coming up soon as well. And of course, I'm Swedish. I have to follow Melodifestivalen. I have to. But it's also the same night as Vidbeer and the Norwegian final and the Maltese final. Well, Latvian semifinal, I don't really care. And Lithuanian Heat 4, I don't think anyone within the Eurovision fandom will watch that. Only Lithuanians, I would assume. Vidbeer is early. Oh yeah, that's true. It's at 5 p.m. And Benidorm Fest starts at 10 p.m. Melodifestivalen is over by that time. That's gonna be an all-nighter. It will be 3rd of February. Okay. Alright. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you've had fun listening to these songs with me. I have. You're always knackered at work. Great fun, Groot. Adios. Thank you very much, Alipan. Adios to you as well. Adios to everyone. Do you say hasta mañana? See you tomorrow? I'm trying to, just really impress here with my Spanish knowledge, which I have very little of. But I think hasta mañana means see you tomorrow. Because I guess we're listening to another national final tomorrow. So, adios everyone. Buenas noches. And tarde. Do you say tarde? What's the NF for tomorrow? I guess Vidbeer, maybe? Vidbeer? Vidbeer seems to be pretty relevant, honestly, because that's the next one that's happening along with Benidorm Fest. But of course, tomorrow we'll have songs released from both Denmark and Serbia as well. But those national finals take place later, don't they? Yeah. Vidbeer tomorrow, I guess. So yeah. Yeah. See you all tomorrow, I guess. Hasta mañana. And good night, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. And have a great one.
Nada tienen de especial. Dos mujeres que se dan la mano. El matiz viene después. Cuando lo hacen por debajo del mantel, luego a solas, sin nada que perder. Tras las manos va el resto de la piel. Un amor por ocultar. Aunque en cueros no hay donde esconderlo, lo disfrazan de amistad. Cuando sale a pasear por la ciudad, una opina que aquello no está bien. La otra opina que qué se le va a hacer. Y lo que opinen los demás está de demás. ¿Quién detiene palomas al vuelo, volando a ras de suelo, mujer contra mujer? No estoy yo por la labor de tirarles la primera piedra. Si equivoco la ocasión y las hallo labio a labio en el salón, ni siquiera me atrevería a toser. Si no gusto, ya sé lo que hay que hacer. Que con mis piedras hacen ellas su pared. ¿Quién detiene palomas al vuelo, volando a ras de suelo, mujer contra mujer? Una opina que aquello no está bien, la otra opina que qué se le va a hacer. Y lo que opine